It only happens once every 2 years, but Frankfurt is the biggest motor show on earth. There are 11 halls, 186 exhibitors and more than 1,000 cars. So what is there to see this year? Well, we've got the new Renault Laguna, Peugeot 308, Citroën C5, Dodge Journey, Ford Kuga and Mazda 6, all here to tempt you out of your family runabout. If you're looking for something a bit classier, there's the new Jaguar XF, Audi A4 and Mercedes C-Class estate, and there's almost an embarrassment of supercars, Aston Martin DBS and the Lamborghini Reventon. Plus all the usual weird and wonderful concept cars. It's a bit much to take in one go really, which is why we're going to start with something very sensible. And here we are with one of the first unveilings of the day, the Opal Flexstream, which is meant to be taking GM into a new and completely environmentally friendly direction. I'm joined with Frank Weber, who is the program manager on the car. Now you've done something completely different here compared to normal hybrid technology, haven't you?
Yes, the E-Flex vehicle and propulsion architecture is not a hybrid architecture, it's an electric vehicle. We showed the Volt earlier in Detroit and then in Shanghai the fuel cell version. And this is now the third child that has a diesel propulsion system that actually creates electricity on board.
Now obviously the Flexstream's a concept car, it's got a couple of segways in the boot, it's got lots of cool details like that, but you're anxious to point out that this technology is something that you are actually actively developing, aren't you?
Absolutely. We have left the research status for this program a long time. We have currently allocated more than 500 engineers to that project. It has a high priority within the organization, and we are now faced to put the battery technology into the vehicle. We have proven cell technology, and now we are working to integrate this proven technology into battery modules and packs very rapidly.
Now, well, what effects, let's put some numbers on it. If you were to build this car, what sort of CO2 emissions would you be getting from it?
We will achieve less than 40 gram CO2 per emissions per kilometer, which is a number you are not able to achieve with any other hybrid propulsion system.
Right, so we've come over here to see the actual E-Flex architecture that's underneath the Flexstream. So Frank, can you just talk us very quickly through the processes that you've gone through here to create this car?
Yeah. What's common for all E-Flex architecture-derived vehicle, it's a common drivetrain, and this is true for the range extender versions as well as the fuel cell versions. So they are using the same motors, the same power electronics, this is all identical. The battery is centrally located in the vehicle architecture and provides 16 kilowatt hours, which allows you to drive on pure electricity 55 kilometers with the Flexstream concept.
And so obviously this car as well, we've got the diesel engine. Now the diesel engine here never directly drives the wheels, does it?
This is correct. Within the E-Flex architecture, this is an electric vehicle, so the engine is only used to produce electricity on board, but not to drive the front wheels.
And of course the other thing that's different about this from hybrids we've seen before is you can actually plug it in as well, can't you?
Absolutely. Since the battery is such a powerful battery, you can plug it in and within 3.5 hours you have a full charge for up to 60 kilometers of pure electric drive. What you have already after 1 hour of charging, you have already 50% of the capacity, and so you have almost 30 kilometers of pure electric range after an hour of charging.
And I've got to ask you about these really cool tyres as well. I mean, obviously they're not quite production ready, but what's special about these tyres?
Yeah. You have to optimize the entire vehicle efficiency to get the most out of the battery energy storage. So you have to optimize mass, electric loads, aerodynamics, and also rolling resistance. So we will have on the production version of E-Flex vehicles the lowest rolling resistance tires that exist in each segment. And this is what we are currently working with the tire suppliers.
And how long will it be before we could see E-Flex actually on our roads?
We are currently very aggressively progressing with this program. We have already the cells for the battery in our labs. We will have battery packs available later this year. And we will have drivable vehicles in the beginning of next year. Once all our simulations are confirmed through those hardware tests, we come back with a firmer production announcement. But it is a very aggressive timeline we are working on.
So you're definitely going to do it?
We are going to do that.
Now every motor show needs a bit of old-fashioned show candy, and that's what we've got here with the Nissan Mixim. I'm joined by Francois Bancon, who's the man responsible for leading the team that created this spectacular little car. Now I'm told that it's meant to be 99% evil, 1% cute.
Yeah, there is a story behind this. I mean, the first question we had before coming up with this concept was, what do we need to do to survive in 2015 or 2020? So we met a lot of people that are 15, 16 years old right now in Europe, in Japan, in America. And what we find was a kind of surprising. We are kind of naive somehow. This generation are not in love with the car. First thing. Second, who are these people? I mean, these people are digital. They interface the world through the computer. They buy the music, they meet the friend, they organize a life, everything through the computer. That was the starting point. And then the question was, okay, what is the product we have to do to reconnect with this generation? Because if we don't do this, that will be a lost generation for the car manufacturer.
Now obviously it's a small car, a small battery-powered car as well as a concept. Do you think that in the future this is the way things are going to go for urban cars? Is that why it was designed like that?
So there are two answers to your question. The first one is, for this generation, is there any other solution than to be a pluggable stuff? No. I mean, they don't even consider something different than to be electrical. First. Second, is electric car, something for the future? I mean, within Nissan, we think yes. It's not the only answer, but considering the developed world, Western Europe, for example, UK, France, Germany, and Spain, I mean, I'm convinced that in a big city, I mean, electric car is a real appropriate answer. And we're going to make something, not exactly the same, but something about an electric vehicle. The question with electric vehicle is a kind of simple. Usually electric vehicle is a kind of niche for the rich people to go from the club to home, you know, the number 5 car in a house fleet. So our requirement was clear. I want a car you can live with, you can use this in a daily life. So 250 kilometers range, 180 top speed, which is not ridiculous for an electric car, acceleration almost about the Porsche 911, and the recharge timing, which is usually a big issue with electric vehicle, is about 20 to 25 minutes. So it's a real car. The second point, to make the car, the electric car, the real future for this big city or developed country, will be about the cost. And there, to be honest, we still have to work to be ready in 2011 or 12, I don't know, to provide something affordable.
It looks like a sort of car that you've had fun, that the team's had fun with.
Yeah, so to make this car, one of the challenges is for the very young generation, and I'm not on the generation. So we kind of build a team with people from Korea, from Japan, from America, from Europe, all about 20, 22, 23 years old, just to make sure they are in the same mood. They understand this kind of background culture, and that provides a lot of fun when we do this.